We start by taking off our glasses. This is making an intention not to look at the world, not to look at our cell phones. That's right, switch those things off. And we're going to use the mind, the directed mind, to focus inward. And it's a bit like closing off all the gates so that there's only one opening. And that's the mind, not the eyes, not the ears, not the nose, not the tongue, taste, not the sense of touch, but just we're directing our attention, which is a mental process. And we're directing it to the body, so keeping the eyes closed and directing our attention to the body, starting with our posture. You can close the eyes and just feel the pressure of your body. So actually we are using the sense of touching, but not for the sake of gratification, but for the sake of learning what we're experiencing, coming close to our experience, encountering it. So feel the body sitting in the chair or on the floor. Really be aware of it. Feel the pressure. Feel the support of the chair. Feel the body rising out of the chair, so to speak. Extending the extension of the body into the room. Feel the subtle energy of the air all around you. Is there any pressure from the air? Maybe we feel that in terms of heat or coolness, or maybe neither. We don't feel neither heat nor coolness, it's just neutral. Feel that. Just be aware of it. Feel the clothing on your skin. Feel the sleeve on your arm. Right arm, left arm. Feel the clothing draping down your shoulders. Feel your back. Feel your head resting on your neck. And then bringing the attention down the torso to your chest, pelvic region. Again, feeling the pressure of the hips, the hip sit bones touching the chair, the mat. Feel the weight of the body, heavy, light, neither heavy nor light. Softness, hardness of the floor, of the chair, of the mat. Now feel your legs extended beneath you. The folding of the limbs. Your trousers or your dress. Touching the knees. Pulling on the knees. Extending down to the floor. Feel your toes, ankle area. Now come back up to the chest or the stomach area. Feel your breath, if you can, at the abdomen. Really relax in the body. Really be present for this moment. Rejoicing, nowhere to go, just to sit here and to feel what it is to be sitting. That's pretty special. Nothing to do, no one to be, just the act of pure attention to sitting. really connecting to the body, with the mind, with our attention, to all the aspects of the body, in terms of the elements, the pressure of the earth element, the air or wind element, the fire element, heat, cold, the water element, feel any flowing of blood with the heart pounding, sweat, saliva, the eyeball, maybe no tears, but there's wetness, there's a water element in the optic area. Feel that. Softening, allowing the components, the aspects of the optic area to join together without crushing each other. All of nature's workings within us, allowing us to sit and be attentive to this moment. Settling on your breath, see the very subtle movement of the abdomen as you breathe. Breathe very naturally, not forcing the breath, not restricting it, but opening the body to it, allowing the cavity within, the spaciousness within, to receive the breath energy fully. Allow that, notice it, breath by breath. First we only notice the in-breath, then we notice the out-breath. Then we see the flow of the in-breath and the out-breath. If it's more comfortable for you, you can pay attention at the tip of your nostrils, where there's also the breath more apparent. Touching the upper lip, just observe it, going in, going out, without trying to follow it into the body. Just that little movement of the air element touching the earth element, the skin of the body. Bring your very meticulous, refined attention to that point. And keep observing the breath moment by moment. You're resting in the body. The world is far away. You've let go of everything of your life, absolutely everything, except this mind-body connection, these two processes, mental and material processes, working together, right here and now. Nothing but this. This is all we need to develop mindfulness, present moment awareness, a full anchoring into the moment with a sharp, vigilant attention on the breath. Use the breath as the point, the center point from which we work. If the mind wants to wander in any direction, we point it back to the breath. We coax it. It wants to run to thought. Bring it back. It wants to run to memory. No. Present moment, present. No past, no future. Just here, one moment at a time. It sees the in-breath and races towards the out-breath, and we reel it back in. No tipping into any other moment. No inclining back into what's past and finished. Just being fully contented to sit here and be present for this breath. What a joy. Absolutely nothing we have to do but this. What freedom. We can rest in that. We give our attention to it completely. We're also like a parent, guarding the mind, making sure it stays present and it stays focused. It doesn't try to peek at anything else. Just take the breath in mind. Observe it. Know it. Know it at first. At first we know it in a coarse way, a cursory way, perhaps a bit superficial. But by and by, as we study the breath, we begin to penetrate more and more deeply into its ultimate characteristics. First we notice its natural characteristics. What are they? What does the breath feel like? Smooth, undulating, deep, or shallow, rough, chaotic, sometimes easy, sometimes tense. Just studying it, seeing the different currents and winds in the breath, a bit like a sailor on a journey. Never knowing what the ocean will bring, what kind of tide, what kind of wind, what kind of weather, but ready, observing, navigating, guiding the boat properly according to the conditions that arise. That's exactly what we do. We sit in the boat of the breath and we navigate our little boat according to the conditions as they arise. Sometimes the breath is weak, difficult to feel. Sometimes it's overpowering, too much to feel. Sometimes it's neutral, just right, very even, very pleasant. Sometimes it may feel painful, not interesting, stormy, dark. It may bring things forth that we don't want to feel. It may even reveal memories that we'd forgotten about, that we're trying to repress. This breath has in it everything we've ever lived and need to know, and everything that we've not lived and want to forget. This breath, knowing it, touching it, experiencing it fully, enables us to leave behind what is unworthy and to treasure and grow that which will free us. Stay with the same point that you've chosen, either at the belly or the tip of your nostrils, or if the breath prevails for you in your solar plexus or in your chest, breathe into that area. And breathe out, keeping your attention fully on the whole body of the breath. That means from the beginning of the breath to the middle of the breath to its ending, then to the next breath, and so forth, in and out. In-breath, out-breath, to in-breath again, to out-breath again, and again, and again. Through repetition, we become very skilled at this. As with anything, this then is our practice. We're not just practicing breathing, we're practicing conscious breathing. Very different. To be fully awake to the breath and what rolls in on the tide. A bit of weed, seaweed, a bit of garbage, a bit of treasure. A bottle with a message in it. We need to be awake and present for all of that, not just the good bits. So we discover the beauty of the breath. Breathing in and breathing out quite naturally. Relaxing, sitting straight but not stiff. Keeping our attention inward, not allowing thinking to drag us away from this important work. We're here to observe, to watch, to listen and feel the breath, to see the breath in the clear, conscious awareness that we establish in the mind, with the mind's own inner eye, our inner vision. See how often the mind slips away from the breath. Just bring it back. Again it runs away. Again, just bring it back. No judging. No editorial commentary about that. Just bring it back. Diligent, unrelenting effort to bring it back until the mind learns where it needs to stay, where it's really safe. Has it ever felt safe within itself? So it's the mind working with the mind. How miraculous is that? That we can use the mind to clear itself, to refresh itself. Because we use the wise, the wisdom aspect of the mind, the knowing quality of the mind, to train, a skillful training, to wash and clean. Just like the hands, the limbs of the body, we use them to clean the body. So we use aspects of the mind to clean itself, to wash, to remove the stains, to smooth the dents, to recover space, to understand. So much to understand. The mind learns to understand in stillness, in silence, not in sound, agitation and distraction, but in their opposites, one-pointedness, non-movement, in the quiet of the heart. remember to focus on your breath. If the mind is restless, you can scan your body from the top of your head, down across the face, down throughout the torso, all the limbs, point by point, giving the body a wider attention than the breath, rather than the mind being given a larger object than the breath. But constantly remember to pay attention. And then when the mind settles down again, return to the breath with a greater resolve and a greater understanding of how the process works and how to skillfully let go what doesn't help and stay present for that which does. Just as when you're driving a car, somebody has to be watching the road. Otherwise we veer off course. And so it is with this practice. We want to keep the mind on the body, in the body, not circling around in the world. And we want to keep the body in the mind, within the range of the mind's close observation and attention. See the results of being fully awake and conscious. See the result of the wandering mind. And see the body posture. And if you're bent over, you should sit straight. If you can't sit straight, don't hunch, that will hurt. Don't be bent too long. Just straighten as much as you can. Gives us a good platform, a good seat for the mind. If the body is straight, the mind is more likely to be awake. And hone in on the breath. Direct the energy of attention there. When we finish, we make the sign of peace. Peace in the body, peace in the mind.